iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Hey there, everybody. It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. All right, have my final podcast preview today for the Washington Nationals, and we will get to that in just a bit. But now some news and notes. First of all, Greg Holland signs with the St. Louis Cardinals, 1 year, $14 million. What do I love so much about the St. Louis Cardinals? They do what they need to do to win. Holland was available. He was out there. Scott Boras was waiting and waiting and waiting. And finally, he makes the deal. And that helped everybody. Helped the Cardinals. Helped Holland. Helped Boras. Now, does it help fantasy owners? Not exactly. Because a lot of people out there were hopeful that Dominic Leone or Tyler Lyons or Jordan Hicks was going to be the closer. They were all hoping for that. But that didn't come to fruition. Right? What happened was that Holland gets the job and all those guys go out the window. So good for the Cardinals. Maybe rough for your fantasy team if you drafted Dominic Leone last weekend thinking that he was going to be the closer. I feel badly for you, I do. But once again, the Cardinals want to win. The Cardinals do what they need to do. That's why they are a great organization. News number 2. Sal Perez out for the next 4 to 6 weeks with an injured knee. By the way, do you know how he injured his knee? He fell when he was carrying luggage. First of all, why is this guy carrying his own luggage? Secondly, why isn't a rookie carrying his luggage? I hate injuries like this. These are avoidable. Now look at this. Another good catcher gets injured. It's crazy, right? Catcher's a very thin position. I know a lot of people were counting on Sal Perez. Not much anymore. Very sad there, isn't it? Speaking of sad, R.I.P. to Le Grand Orange, Rusty Staub. Rusty Staub, best pinch hitter I ever saw. Was he the best in baseball history? I might argue that he was, but he was the best that I ever saw. And I saw Rusty Staub a lot, by the way. When Rusty retired, he used to work out at my gym, and he opened a restaurant called Rusty's where they sold pretty good ribs. Rusty porked up a little bit there at the end. I guess he was just going to the gym to hang out, not so much to lift weights. But he was a good guy and everybody loved him. So it's very sad. It's a very sad day when we see our old heroes, pass away. So rest in peace, Le Grand Orange, Rusty Staub. All right, let's get to our Washington Nationals podcast preview. Let's get to some of these players that we know so well. First of all, Matt Wieters, catcher. Good hitter, not great. The Sports Illustrated did a whole thing on him. Okay? He never turned out to be Mike Piazza, but he's all right catcher. Might have a good year, 15, 20 home runs. Definitely worth drafting. I like Ryan Zimmerman, but he really outproduced what I expected last year. He's in his mid-30s. He's a good hitter. He's a good hitter, but I think he's 25-80. Let's not hope for 30 and 100. Danny Murphy worries me this year. He really does. He worries me this year because of his knee injury. And the problem is that he's not going to play for the first couple of weeks of the season, and I worry that there may be more DL stints on their way. So here's the problem with Murphy. The Washington Nationals signed Howie Kendrick in the offseason. Howie Kendrick is a decent second baseman in his own right. I know he's played a lot of left field, but remember, Howie Kendrick was a second baseman. So now if Danny Murphy needs to go on the DL, they have Kendrick. And I think Danny Murphy may make 1 or 2 stints on the DL. I think that's a distinct possibility. I do. I think that's a distinct possibility. So be careful there with Danny Murphy if you draft him. I love me some Trey Turner. I don't like Trey Turner. I love Trey Turner. Trey Turner is a game changer. He is a game changer. He's an impact player. Now, Adam Ronis doesn't like Trey Turner because he thinks if he takes him, he'll be low in home runs and RBIs. And that may be true. I'm not going to argue that. I would believe that would be true. However, what I'll say is this. I'll say that Trey Turner can score over 100 runs, steal over 50 bases, and hit 300, and he still might get me 15 to 20 home runs. So I'm willing to take him. I want impact players. You win fantasy sports by getting impact players. Was Alvin Kamara impact? Kareem Hunt impact? Christian McCaffrey impact? You better believe they were. Trey Turner's impact. Anthony Rendon is just a really good hitter. He's just a really good hitter. He's like a 280, 290 hitter who's always going to go somewhere around 25 home runs and maybe 90 to 100 RBIs. That's what he does. That's Anthony Rendon. You have to appreciate that. Now, the outfield has Bryce Harper, who is clearly one of the best players in the game. Now, he's playing for a contract this year, and he could get $150 million next year. That's how good he is. So I think he has every incentive in the world to be great this season. Every incentive in the world. Next, Adam Eaton. I worry about Adam Eaton. Too many what ifs. What if he stays healthy? What if he hits home runs? What if he hits leadoff? What if they let him steal? I don't like questions. I like answers. I won't usually draft Adam Eaton because there are too many questions for me. You know, in the law, they always say never ask a question you don't know the answer to. I don't know the answer to Adam Eaton. How's he going to be? I don't know. Do you? Because I don't know, I can't pick him. And that's why I don't take Adam Eaton. Michael Taylor's the other outfielder there. He's okay, nothing special. But you know who is special? Victor Robles. This guy's special. Now look, fantasy baseball is a marathon and not a sprint. Victor Robles could be up at any point. Eaton gets injured. Taylor gets injured. Harper gets injured. He can be up. Once he comes up to DC, he's not leaving DC. That's how good he is. Every single team wants him in a trade. Every single team wants him in a trade. I don't blame them. Guy's phenomenal. So remember, you want Robles, you may have to wait on him. But he's going to be worth the wait because he is that good. Speaking of that good, let's take a look at the pitching staff. Max Scherzer, that good. I know a lot of people don't like to draft pitchers early in drafts. But if I'm going to draft a pitcher early, I might draft Max Scherzer. That's how good he is. He may be better than Kershaw right now. Kershaw's got the back. Do we worry about him? I don't worry about Max Scherzer. He's just lights out. 200 innings? No problem. 250 strikeouts? No problem. Pitches on a great team, good bullpen, good hitting team. Max Scherzer's the bomb. Most people don't want to start their draft off with a pitcher. But if I had to have one pitcher, I think his name would be Max Scherzer. Now I want to talk about Steven Strasburg for a second. In the past, I never wanted Steven Strasburg because I said to myself, this guy can't throw 200 innings. And I was right. But for the most part, no pitcher throws 200 innings anymore. Most guys throw about 170. Because of that, I think Strasburg right now is as good as anybody. Because if no pitcher's throwing 200 and Strasburg's throwing 170 and most guys throw 170, isn't he as good as everybody else because he's got a fantastic arm? So I think that he's a really good choice. And I really like him this year. I'm not a big Gio Gonzalez fan, but I am a big Tanner Roark fan. I think he's very underrated. Most people overlook Roark. I don't. Very good team, going to win a lot of games, going to pitch well. Is he dynamic? Probably not. Right? But he could have an ERA. Look, 2 years ago he had one of 2.83. I don't think he's that good, but I don't think he's as bad as 4.67 was last year. I know his whip a couple of years ago was 1.17. Last year was 1.33. It's somewhere in the middle. Remember, you're never as good as you are on your best day, and you're never as bad as you are on your worst day. You're somewhere in between. All right, in between is Sean Doolittle. I'm in between loving this guy and never wanting to draft him. Because when he's healthy, he is amazing. But he can't always stay healthy. I mean, 2015 pitched 13 innings. 2016 pitched 39 innings. Last year he pitched 51 innings. But when he pitches, he's phenomenal. I'm willing to go in on him. Why? Because it's a great team who can win 100 games, and this guy can get 40 saves easy. But I wouldn't mind getting a little love for Ryan Matson there, and I wouldn't mind a little love for Brandon Kinsler. I don't love Kinsler. I'm going to tell you this, but he's got 46 saves over the last couple of years, but he doesn't strike out guys, and that worries me. I like relievers who get strikeouts. Kinsler doesn't, but he keeps the ball in the park, and he doesn't walk many guys, and that's why he's useful. I like Ryan Madson more, right? And I think that Matson's a good pitcher. But what I think might happen is if something happened to Doolittle, they might let Kinsler be the closer and leave Matson in that 8th inning role. I understand why coaches do that because he's so effective there. But man, Matson's a pretty darn good pitcher too. All right, guys, it is the start of baseball season. Today, right now. If you want to win in DFS, I need you to go to scoutfantasysports.com. Go to Scout DFS. Go to our site. I'm looking at it right here. MLB Ballpark Tiers. Rob Garriak's Daily Diamond. The Dongers Club by Steve Renner. Podcast by Steve and Robbie. Fuego, Steve Hillman, and Jaguar Lou going to put in a lot of information too. I know they're just waiting for the end of basketball season, and they're still making money there. Okay? Now, so I need you to go to scoutfantasysports.com. Critical thing that we're going to talk about. Stacking. Where do I go to get my stack information? I go to baseballpress.com. Baseballpress.com because I can see the lineups listed there. I see it right there. For example, the Orioles. Davis, Machado, Scope, Jones, Mancini, Beckham, Alvarez, Gentry, Caleb, Joseph. I need to know who's batting where, and I need to know what order. Because remember, I want to take the guys in the first 6 spots as much as possible. I don't want 7, 8, and 9. 7, 8, 9 is contrarian when I'm playing 150 teams, but I don't play 150 teams. So I want guys early in the order. Okay? I want guys early in the order. So I want you to go to Baseball Press, look at the batting orders for stack, then go to Scout DFS, check out what our optimizer says. I love our optimizer. Check out what Rob Garriak says. Check out what Steve Renner says. Check out Fuego, Steve, and Jaguar Lou, and be a winner. Come on, guys. This is easy peasy. So I'm going to give you a play today. I know. I'm going to call it, this is great. This is a crazy play because I love Luis Severino. I do. I love Luis Severino. But you know who hits righties pretty well? The Grandy Man. Oh, the Grandy Man can. Curtis Granderson batting cleanup today for the Toronto Blue Jays. And you know what? I think he goes yard. I know this sounds crazy, but I think the Grandy Man goes yard on opening day. So I'm going to lock in Curtis Granderson, visionary style. All right, guys, but right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. I hope you enjoy opening day. Such a great time of year. I'm back tomorrow with more fantasy information for you, whether it's news, notes, how to win your league, DFS information, whatever it takes, I'm here for you. This is Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!